Lock It, where your opinion is what wins you the game. Today we are back with our incredible contestants. You know him as our favorite baking realtor. Give it up for Myk, guys. How you feeling, Myk?
I'm blessed. Y'all appreciate it.
Are you overwhelmed with emotion right now?
I am. Like, all of my people, everybody's here for me. It's great.
Every single person in the audience is here for you.
Even her, yes.
Love to see it. Love to see it. And she is our favorite podcaster from Tequila Babies podcast. Help me welcome Jean. Hey, girl.
Hi, beautiful.
You look gorgeous.
You look gorgeous, per usual. Thank you.
I'm loving the fur memo y'all got going on.
You know, we did a little coordination for the grow.
Temperature is dropping outside, and they said they are going to keep it covered up. Well, guys, as you know, this game is just not about getting the answers correct. You got to know what you're talking about, and more importantly, you got to clock it. So give that big buzzer a hit. That's exactly what you'll be doing anytime you want to clock in and give your answers. Without further ado, let's hop straight into our first question. Here we go. Which artist secured a $1 billion catalog deal and retains creative control of his work? Jean.
The Weeknd.
The Weeknd it is. Now, what makes this deal unique?
Oh, gosh. 1 billion is immaculate. Like, that is record breaking. But he has full creative control of all of his distribution. He owns his masters. And yeah, he's been on tour and it's just been going crazy. Like, everyone loves him.
Studio audience, do we think The Weeknd's catalog is worth $1 billion? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Me too.
They're saying yes.
I agree.
I personally people love The Weeknd. Does this deal include anything he's releasing in the future, Myk?
No, not at all, which is still amazing for him because he makes more money. So anything after that, he still owns the rights to. So he still will have another opportunity after this to sell the rights to those once they come out.
Very, very true. And like I said, the people love The Weeknd. So much so, how many artists, before we get there, how many artists have reached this level of for their catalog?
Only a couple. Only a couple. Michael Jackson.
that it's okay to actually get a rest too.
Jean, do you think something like this is going to make Kai pull back as far as like streaming as much, or even like putting a lot of his personal life out to the internet?
I think so. I think it's taking a real toll on him, and I know he wants to do like different avenues of things, which he's already started to plant his feet in. So I think he will take a break from streaming. Plus, he's kind of conquered that lane already. So I think he's outgrown it, and it's time for him to just do something different.
And we have to remember, Kai's only 24. We've kind of watched him grow up. So it's like a part of evolution. As you grow into who you ultimately are going to be, you're going to change here and there throughout this whole process.
It's a beautiful thing.
Jean, 200 points you have on the board. Myk, I don't know what is going on, but you have 0. I just want to make sure that you know. Okay, it's the buzzer.
It's the
All right,
buzzer.
well, hopefully Myk can make a comeback here with our very next question. Which rapper said he's willing to do a versus match against anyone? Jean.
T.I. T.I.P.
T.I.P. in a versus battle. Audience, do we want to see T.I. in a versus battle? Okay. Some people are saying no. Most of them are saying yes. I have to ask Jean, if he were to do a versus battle, who would you want to see him do it against?
That's tough. That's tough. T.I. is one to go up against. But if anybody, I would probably say Future. They're both from Atlanta. They both have an extensive catalog. Like, I grew up on the both of them. They both made plenty of hits for, you know, our culture, or, you know, the urban culture. That's not my culture anymore.
For the viewers at home, Myk, who may not know what a versus battle is, or just like the history behind how it got started and the evolution of it, break this down for us.
Yeah, so versus actually started during COVID. It started with, I want to say it was Timbaland and Swiss Beats, I believe. And now Apple had actually bought it. But it was something that they created where the producers came together battling out the music, and then they brought the artists in to do an actual battle. So it's a dope concept.
Very, very dope concept. But also, I think it's something worth noting is that this started on Instagram Live. You know, when we were in the middle of COVID and people couldn't go out and do things, so we couldn't physically go to a concert.
It got us through.
So this was the concert, us logging onto social media and watching people on live go back and forth, and to see the evolution of what it's become today. It's been really awesome and
for sure.
Dope for, I think, both Swiss Beats and Timbaland. They make some money off of a dope concept. I'm not sure what's going on, Myk. 0 points you still have on the board. Jean is at 300. We have one more question in this last round. Let's keep it rolling. Which singer recently reconnected with her father after 30 years? Myk.
Oh, girl, Kelly Rowland.
It is indeed Kelly Rowland. Now, why did it take so long for her to reconnect with her dad?
And this is something parents got to be careful with, but I believe it was the relationship that her mom had with the father, which kind of helped like distance that. And of course, you know, the child is going to go with the mom. So, and you know, with living with her over years, she just kind of like, do I really want to? And she finally was at the point where like, okay, you know what, I think it's time.
I think it was so great to see her talk about her father. She sat down in this interview, her face lit up the entire time when she talked about him. Check it out.
Because some people do think that they're good, and I was one of those people who thought I was good. But when I looked into my son's eyes, and I knew that there was more to him than if he asked me a question later, what was I going to tell him about his grandfather? I could give him everything about his grandmother, you know what I mean? But what am I going to tell him about my father? And I knew that it was time to meet him.
Do you think something like this will inspire other people who have not talked to family members in a very long time to reunite with them, Jean?
Yes, I think it's a very unfortunate situation when you have living parents who you don't have a relationship with. I don't have living parents, and that's something that, like, I always tell whomever that I know, I'm like, you know, make that right. Like, have that relationship, because once they're gone, they're gone. Like, there's no rekindling after 30 years. So, but like she said, some people think that they don't need that. But she was like, you think you don't, but you really do. Like, people have mommy issues, daddy issues that they don't know they're battling with. So, yeah, just make that right.
I agree. And, Myk, you got the awesome pleasure to meet Kelly Rowland. What was that like?
I mean, it was cool. I enjoyed it. I mean, me and Kelly, we've been cool before.
Look at that beautiful picture. Look at him.
Oh,
look at him. No, she's a very sweet lady. So, listen, I don't have words for the reaction or the feeling that I have for it, but
you gave her flowers.
You did. You gave her
grateful,
flowers, and she's somebody who definitely deserves it. We've seen Kelly just be the amazing woman that she has been over the years, so graceful, so poised. Love to see it.
For sure.
Well, guys, that brings us to the end of round 1 of Clock It. And Jean is up with 300 points on the board. Myk has 100 points. I'm not quite sure what's going on, but I know my guy is going to make a comeback after we take a break. When we return, these two will continue to battle it out for round 2 of Clock It.
Bring it on, boo.
Okay.
Great job. You gonna leave me hanging? Oh, it's the buzzer. Okay. Welcome back to Clock It, where Jean and Myk are currently battling it out. Jean has 300 points on the board. Myk has 100, but I got a feeling he's going to be making a comeback in this next round. Let's keep it going. First question in round 2. Which boxer officially announced he is retiring from the sport of boxing? Jean.
Terrence Crawford, a.k.a. Bud.
Terrence Crawford it is. How old is Terrence and what is his record?
Ooh, Terrence is 42-0. Okay, he is undefeated. He has not been beat yet. So I think it's a nice time for him to bow out while he's the champion.
Okay.
Because he is undefeated. He is the greatest boxer of all time. If you ask me, he's been in 3 different weight classes. I'm a fan, so.
You clearly are a
That's your
fan.
man.
I didn't even know you watched boxing. This is
That's your
news
man?
to me.
I mean, one of my exes put me on, but who's to say?
Okay, why is he in violation at almost every boxing convention? Because
He's not paying his fees. He's not paying his fees, and by doing that, they're removing his titles and everything else. So they've been reaching out to him like, hey, this, and they giving him chances like, hey, this is what's up, but he just ain't been paying them. So he owes the people money.
And he's also been like stripped from his title because of things like this, right?
Yeah, he's been stripped from it. I think it was like WBCE or something or whatever. I forgot the proper name of it.
Interesting.
But yeah, so your man owed them people money.
I have to see. I have
Jean,
to check his books.
I know you are a fan, and Terrence has faced some hardship throughout his time. Can you talk to us about what some of those things were?
Yeah, he had a very hard upbringing, which he's actually grateful for, surprisingly, because he feels like it prepared him to be this great fighter. But his mom used to be physically abusive. She used to beat him with things like extension cords and stuff like that. His aunt was schizophrenic, and she was close to the family. So he saw a lot of things growing up. He also actually got shot in the head and had to drive himself to the hospital.
Which is crazy.
Crazy stuff. And he actually got checked out that night. He got discharged that night, so it clearly he was touched by an angel. And then 5 months later, he won a huge fight. So he's, you know, he is who he is.
Some would say he's the greatest athlete, greatest fighter on the planet. Would you agree with that?
I think so. I think his record shows for itself.
Even more than like a Floyd Mayweather?
Yeah, he beat Canelo Alvarez. If you know boxing,
He did.
You know. And Mexicans is hard to beat. Never mind.
Yeah, okay. We know what you meant there. But yes, he did beat Canelo.
They're great fighters,
as
is what I
we
was
saw.
saying.
Yeah, they are.
great
They're great at the
They're
sport of
resilient.
boxing. I think a lot of black people are great at football and
They
those
are,
type of things.
for
So
sure.
yeah, no, I
Good
get you
save.
wholeheartedly. All right, Jean, 400 points you have on the board. Myk, you are at 100. He is going to make a comeback at some point in the game. I'm hoping
this is
at
crazy.
least. Who proposed to Mariah the Scientist at his concert in Atlanta? Jean.
Young Thug.
Y'all see that?
Thugga Thugga.
You see that?
Young
Okay.
Thug
I ain't
did
crazy.
propose to Mariah the Scientist. Take a look at this.
Put it on. What you say? Guess I'm getting married.
He's getting married.
Aww.
He did propose. Now, she was in an interview recently speaking about how a marriage was a thing that she was going to partake in. She wasn't quite sure if like her counterpart was into it. And then the next day he proposes to her. Do we think this was strategic on his end?
Most definitely. He playing chess, not checkers. He said, oh, you want to get married? Okay, boo. You've been holding it down while I was in prison talking about everybody and their daddy. And you listened to me and you held it down. So you deserve that ring. But she said that she didn't want it to come with the obligation of having a baby. So I'm interested to see if she'll get knocked up soon.
Well, when I first saw that headline, I thought she meant like she doesn't want to have a baby, but what she was saying is I want a man to marry me for marrying me, not because you have the obligation of a baby, and so I might as well go ahead and marry you. But she actually does want kids.
Okay, cool.
So I'm interested to see if that happens. A lot of social media users are saying that she should not get married to Thug. Audience, do we think that she should not get married to him? Yeah. Oh, and they are...
I don't agree. I think they should get married.
Oh, okay. She says she thinks that they should get married. Myk, are we on the same page with her needing to get married to him?
No, absolutely not.
Why not?
Honestly, I feel like it was if he really wanted to marry, I feel like he would have proposed already. Or I feel like if it was truly strategic, he would have waited some. To be like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do it when I need to do it. But he did it right after her interview. So it was just like one of them things where it's like, because it was.
Coincidence.
I don't believe it was.
It could have been
I don't believe it was.
I don't think nobody should tell nobody what to do with their life. If she
But she
marry
didn't
him, that
sound-
don't affect nobody.
But she didn't sound too, like
Mike,
she
you
was.
know that ex, if he asks you to marry him, what you doing? Oh, okay.
All right. Okay. And on that note, we are going to keep it moving on to our next question. Jean is currently at 500 points. Myk is at 100, and she did just gather Myk by all of the strands of hair on his head. Let's keep it going. Next question it is. Which major morning show is moving to Netflix? Myk.
The Breakfast Club.
We can now see The Breakfast Club on Netflix. Now, what does this mean exactly, Myk?
Listen, this is huge. Netflix is taking over. So what Netflix is doing is like, they've been taking over like different platforms. Now they have a podcast platform on their channel. And what that means is for The Breakfast Club is that now in order to actually watch them, you have to tune into Netflix. So you can still see the old stuff on YouTube, but as far as any of their new stuff, you have to listen to it on iHeartRadio or whatever other platforms that they have it on. But as far as visually seeing it, it got to be on Netflix.
Wow.
So that's the boss move.
Do we feel a way, Jean, about The Breakfast Club, who we will watch for free on YouTube, but now moving behind a paywall?
Yes, I mean, Tequila Babies, you watch it for free on YouTube, and soon I'm going to want to check for that. Okay. Clock it. But no, I mean, Breakfast Club has given us years and years and years of entertainment, interviews, just exclusive. So I think they're due for a paywall. I think they're due for that. And it makes a lane for podcasters. Podcasting is a thing now. It's making a lane, just like Kai Cenat made that lane for streamers. Breakfast Club made the lane for podcasters. So when they do that, it gives up, like he said, other opportunities for podcasters to make money.
I agree, and there's some big names that are joining them, like Chelsea Handler's podcast is going over there. Joe and Jada's podcast is going over there. So they've got like some pretty big people to help this rollout happen, which will start at the top of the year. Myk, 200 points you have on the board. Jean, you're at 500. We got more questions. Let's keep it rolling. Which rapper accidentally hit a golf ball into a crowd of people? Myk.
Ja Rule.
There you go, friend. Making that comeback, you are not playing. Now, this was a pretty wild clip. It was bad. Just see for yourself.
I gotta ignore y'all right now. I gotta put this thing up.
Oh my God.
That was pretty bad. Audience, do we think that Ja Rule needs to take a few more lessons? That was a little crazy. I'm not gonna lie, Ja Rule. That was really, really bad. Where
That's
did this
crazy.
take place at, Myk?
Derek Jeter's tournament, golfing tournament.
So was this like a celebrity?
Yeah, I want to say it was like a celebrity sponsor type situation or whatever, but I'm not going to lie, I'm Ja Rule. I probably would have did the same thing.
But my thing is, if you know you're not that great at golfing, then just say, hey, I'm going to show up and show my face. Like, don't actually participate in the sport. Like, Jean, after something like this, don't you just pack up and go home?
I mean, I would be so embarrassed. I would be so apologetic because a golf ball hitting you anywhere is like, that'll hurt. But yeah, everybody was laughing, so I'm assuming nobody was hurt. But that's embarrassing. I'm like, y'all move out the way because I'm not that good.
Yeah. And then he didn't even like go over to check on the people. Like he just kind of just walked away. Like, what is going on here? Like golf seems to not be his thing. No more golfing.
Stick to rapping, y'all.
I agree. All right, Myk. Well, you are up 300 points on the board. Jean, you are at 500. I'll have you know this is our very last question that we are embarking on. So if you want to make a move now, Myk, now is the time. Just throwing that out there. But here we go. Last question in round 2. Who was fangirling at a Mariah Carey concert and got yelled at by a fan? Myk.
Rihanna.
My girl, Riri. Who yells at Riri? This is crazy. Check this video out. I mean, she sat down though, but who in their right mind is gonna yell at Riri?
Yeah, she crazy for that. I wouldn't. I would be like, ma'am, sister, girl, come here. I would have hugged and everything. Like, girl, I want to, picture, autograph. I'm not gonna yell at Rihanna.
Yeah. I wouldn't care who it was. I paid my money to see Mariah. I can't see. Can you sit down,
But Mariah
please?
is in the same spot. She ain't going nowhere. So you could see her. You ain't really missing.
I honk at the police if they don't go too fast.
Oh, God.
Anybody in the way, please get out the way. Just get out the way. I don't have enough patience.
Jesus, man. You'll pray about it.
So you would not have cared that this is like Rihanna, someone you probably would not be an arm's length away from ever in life.
And I love Rihanna. I would apologize later, but in real time, just my natural reaction, I can't see, honey. Sit down.
Oh my God.
You're the only one
Myk,
standing
how are
up.
you responding if Rihanna is in front of you blocking your view? Are you just happy that the queen is gracing you in her presence?
I'm going to stand up with her. I'm like, girl, move over. Come on. So we going to both be like this. Somebody got to yell at us. But no, I'm not yelling at her.
Not Rihanna.
No, not
and
Rihanna.
Rihanna is clearly a Mariah Carey fan because last year around this time, she went to the same thing and she was singing to the top of her lungs. I think Mariah even signed her boobs and everything. So she stands and fangirls for Rihanna.
Yeah.
So it was, let me
I
girl
love
have her
that,
moment.
but sit down, boo.
Okay, all right, Jean. Well, guys, that brings us to the end of today's episode. And what do you know? Jean is today's winner of Clock It. She is the one who is going to be leaving here today with our Clock It clock. The chain. She is taking her sweet time to get over here too, guys. Back it up, girl. She looks great per usual. Doesn't this look great on her studio audience? Round of applause for our winner today, Jean. Yes. As always, Myk, it is a pleasure to have you join us. Jean, thank you for being here, taking the crown
Thank
again
you.
for yet another episode.
I'm coming
to our
for the clock
viewers
every
at
time.
home tomorrow, same time, same place. We are right back here for another episode of Clock It, and we'll see you then.
Clock it.
Boo.